What is the greatest threat to real estate investors and especially wholesalers? Very simply, sellers and buyers not coming to closing. It's estimated that just one reason that sellers don't come to closing results in a yearly economic loss to investors of $4.5 billion. Actually, I believe it could be as high as twice that amount. Hasn't happened to you? I guarantee it will happen, and oftentimes when you least expect it. Why do sellers and buyers decide not to close? You'll discover 20 reasons that I cover in depth inside my special white sheet report called How to Make Sellers and Buyers Come Back to the Closing Table. Most importantly, I have specific techniques and tactics to stop this unfair and costly behaviors. I offer insights on each one and then give you solutions to every one of them. Who should be interested in this information? Realtors who mostly deal with investors and end buyers who have to get financing, and boy oh boy can things go wrong, especially at the last minute. Rehabbers have the same problems with financing issues or more often buyer's remorse, but then it's back to marketing and reselling the property. Wholesalers have even more issues getting their sellers and end buyers to close for a staggering number of reasons. Closing agents estimate that over 1/3 of all real estate investor closings fail to close. And buyers do not care about losing their earnest money deposit or EMDs because they blame the seller or investor for their not closing. Sellers seem to sometimes cancel on a moment's notice and don't even care about getting the buyer's earnest money deposit. These sellers had some other reason to cancel the transaction. It's often because another investor offered them more money. There are solutions. In fact, there are a number of solutions that I'll go into in detail so that you can make money on deals even if they don't close. Ever wondered how you could get a national bank to change their minds about coming back to closing after they told you they are canceling your REO contract? Actually, it's easy to bring them back kicking and screaming, but only if you know what actually terrifies them. And no, it's not a mold issue. How is it possible to get more money than your end buyer's earnest money deposit if he defaults? Easy. In fact, it's so easy you're probably doing it already. But here you go. Purchase and sale contracts always limit the extent of the buyer's liability to their earnest money deposit. However, you can change that by adding an additional clause to your contracts that mandates an additional penalty if the buyer defaults. As simplistic as it sounds, it has made millions and millions of dollars for investors. Have you been using it in your contracts? Have you had a seller cancel his contract with you and later you found out he sold it to another investor? This is called black hat wholesaling, and it's becoming an industry-wide scourge. Some national real estate gurus are actually teaching their students to get on every wholesaler's list and go directly to the seller and offer a little more money to get deals. Then they go on to say that this is easy money because you don't have to prospect for motivated sellers. This deal theft may have already happened to you and you didn't realize it. Is there a solution? In my report that you'll be receiving, you'll discover how to stop these thieves dead in their tracks. No closing agent will touch your seller's closing with another investor. This is what I call the Thor's hammer of legal tactics. How much does this 35-page, 10,638-word white sheet report cost? I've sold this information for as much as $197 to private audiences of frustrated investors, rehabbers, and realtors. Most complain that any lost deal would always cost them thousands of dollars. Now you have solutions available to you in just a minute. I believe it's time to make it available to the entire investing public for a one-time investment of only $19.97. That's less than $1 per reason for defaults and the solutions to stopping these insidious problems. That's a 90% discount of what others have paid. This information will save you thousands of dollars on your next deal if a seller or end buyer defaults, and defaults will happen to you. If you're asking yourself what's so special about getting sellers and buyers to come to closing, you probably believe you can stop them by having good communications and common sense. Well, it should be common sense, but unfortunately, in today's world, it's not enough. If losing a deal hasn't happened to you, it's because you haven't done enough deals. Just wait, because it will happen to you, but hopefully it won't be your next deal if you act now. You can make losing a deal a thing of the past simply by clicking the link below and getting your report immediately. You won't regret getting and using the techniques and tactics for saving deals before it happens to you. Simply click the link below because Nancy said I didn't charge enough and I may have to increase the price shortly. Thanks very much. I wish you limitless success in all you do, and please don't let anyone stop your dreaming. I'm Dave Dinkle.